All right, number 19. This is from Theophilus Segoromo, who says, if a conscientious person who never heard the gospel can still be saved, but a skeptic of the gospel is damned, doesn't evangelism damn more people than it saves? Wouldn't humanism be our best bet? So this is a pragmatic concern. The concern is more people will get saved because they'll be, quote, conscientious and have never heard the gospel. But I'm going to say that your bar for who is saved of who has never heard the gospel is really low. Like, it's like, hey, you're conscientious and you never heard the gospel. It kind of sounds like you seem like a decent person and you've never heard the gospel, you're saved, which implies they're saved by their works. That's how it feels to me. Someone who's just conscientious towards other people. That bar is so low. That's why you think that when you bring the gospel into a community where most people are conscientious, and say 80% reject the gospel, now you've condemned most of them. But I think your bar is so low. What I see that I think is more accurate is that there are people who have never heard the gospel that are saved, but that they're less frequent. And when you bring the gospel into a community, more people are going to end up being saved. And so I would flip that argument on its side. An example for this could be Jesus saying about the Samaritans when they all gathered. They came out of this town, the Samaritans. They hadn't really heard the gospel yet. They didn't even believe in the Jewish Messiah, right? They have their own version of a Messiah. The Samaritan was kind of like this weird Jewish cult that. It's a long story. All right, so I have a teaching on it in the Mark series where I talk about the Samaritans. So this group comes out to see Jesus at the well, and Jesus looks at them and says, "Behold, the field is ripe with harvest. We just need harvesters to go out." The implication is that when they went out to evangelize these people, more people got saved, not just condemned. So the gospel is not the tool of condemnation, it's the tool of salvation, and it brings whole groups of people to be saved. We are sometimes a little bit soured because we live in a kind of a post-Christian culture where a majority of the people in our communities are more and more rejecting the gospel. But this is the saturation of bitterness that has happened to our culture, the large numbers of rejection compared to the incredible growth of Christianity in other parts of the world.